What is up, beautiful people? So today's video is going to be a little bit of a remix. That's what I call it when I take old clothes and paint them or remix them into something just quite special. So sorry that we didn't get a video out last week. I'm still struggling with a sinus infection. It's lovely. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get into it. Alright, so these are just some things you're going to need. Some paintbrushes, mine are crusty, don't judge me. Some paint, a towel, and some more paint. I didn't even use all these colors, but you can use as many colors, as little colors as you want. And then you're going to need something to paint on. Shout out to Slow-Mo for dramatic effect. So these are just some old shorts that I had. They were actually some jeans I had a long time ago and I cut. And yeah, they have a stain, yeah, right there. They have a stain on it. So I decided it's time to cover that up. And so let's get started. So what you're going to do is lay out your jeans, jacket, whatever you're painting on. I always never know what I'm going to do when I start, but there is this stain that I need to cover up. So I just decided I was going to tape it off in a square. This is some pretty thick tape, and you only need the flat sides. So I split it in half so I would have more flat sides to use. And then I'm just taping off this section around it. If I was smart, I would have used a ruler or something to make sure that it was straight, not like the sides, but the square was an even square, or it was all straight and level, but I didn't do that. And so yeah, it was decent enough. Do as I say and not as I do. Do not start painting until you have everything taped off, because then you're going to have wet paint and you're going to stick your arm in it like I do. So you can see that I'm doing a scrubbing motion to fill in this square. It just allows the paint to get in the crevices of the jeans better. And then I'm going in and I'm taping off more sections. I guess I had drawn on my jeans or something. Again, you split the tape in half so you have the straight sides and you can use less tape. And then you're going to just continue making squares or whatever shape you want, or taping off sections however you want around your jeans. And then that's when you start painting. Right here, I'm just flipping the jeans so you guys can see the top of them. I tried to make all of the squares, rectangles, shapes, whatever you want to call them, different sizes in length and width and height to give it more of a visual appeal. Again, I ripped the tape in half so I could use more straight sides. Actually, in this one, I think I ended up going outside of the tape and having to make it bigger. So yeah, be careful. I just kind of willy-nilly, and also the tape wasn't thick enough, so I ended up going over the tape. But it's super easy fix. All you have to do is peel some tape off, and then yeah, right there, oops, and then just make a bigger square here. You'll see me do it in a minute. Now I'm doing the other side. I ended up just opening up the jeans instead of flipping them because I didn't want to lay them on wet paint. So I ran out of tape in the earlier clip you guys saw, so I ended up just peeling some tape off from the other side, which isn't the most ideal like situation, because I like to leave the tape on because when I'm doing designs or whatever, I like it to look like it was in that box perfectly. But I ended up making it work, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And then that's why some of the tape already has black on it though. And then just, again, don't start painting until you have all of your squares mapped out. This wasn't the smartest idea. And also, the wet paint on the tape also wasn't the greatest idea, because sometimes it got into it and it made it a little bit grayish, but I just went over it with more white paint. And you can see me doing the scrubbing motion again. With this white paint, it was pretty watery, so it didn't show up as like solid as the black did, but it still worked, so it was fine. So you can see me trying to press down the edges of the tape. You want the tape to be as flush to the jean as possible so you get nice clean edges. Actually, when I pulled the tape off of this one, it wasn't all the way down, so there was a little bleeding, but it's no big deal. See how you can kind of see it like way under the tape. All I did was take my paintbrush and freehand it and just kind of elongate the shape. But you can also retape it and make a bigger square like I did on the other one. It honestly is no big deal. Whatever works best for you. It's a super easy fix. This is another do as I say and not as I do moment. For best results, wait till the paint is dry to pull the tape off. I have no patience, and even if I wasn't recording, I probably wouldn't have waited. It doesn't ruin the whole thing. It's not gonna totally mess up everything, but it just will give it better results if you just leave it on. You can see that square kind of got messed up, but that could either be for me not pushing down the tape all the way or for me pulling it up too soon. I ended up just kind of going crazy at the end anyway, so it doesn't really truly matter. But if you're someone who's like super perfectionist and you want it to look like super straight, just let it dry for a little bit. I think in a later clip too, I used a fan to help dry the paint, so you can do that as well to just kind of make the process go faster. So like I said earlier, I had no idea what I wanted to do when I started this project. I never really planned anything out. It's sometimes a problem and sometimes it turns out great. But in this instance, I liked the way it turned out. I ended up just doing dots in this little square rectangle shape thing. Yeah, they didn't really turn out straight or like even or anything, but it doesn't really bother me. If it bothers you, that sucks. No, if it bothers you and you want to do something like this, you can use a ruler to kind of map everything out and draw lines to stay straight. And if you want to do designs and like plan them out and like see how everything looks before you start painting, you can use like a Sharpie or a pen or something. Sometimes I've used what's it called, a white charcoal pencil, or even Chalkworks. You can use that on the jeans before you start painting and like inside the paint after you start painting. It just kind of gives you a better idea of what you're gonna paint before you paint, like I do. So I just go into each square and do different little designs and shapes and patterns and stuff like that. I'm so sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing up in the corner. For some reason, when I tried to edit all of these videos, it shrunk my videos. I don't know. Technology and I are not friends. If you want to be my editor, let me know because I need help. Anyway, I showed you guys that the brush was really crusty at the like little part. That's what I was trying to show you guys, that it's a hard brush. Sometimes I forget to like get my brushes out of paint, but I end up keeping them because they help a lot to do like small designs. So I ended up doing these little circle ripple things. You'll see it in a later clip, or you can go to my Instagram and see a full picture of these wonderful jeans. But anyway, the crusty brush also, it just helps like almost right with the paint. You can also use a tip of a pencil. I've used that before. Again, like with the dots, the best thing to do is to make sure you just have an even amount of paint. You're gonna have to keep going back and forth to make the design look very nice and clean. So now I'm just moving to the other side. I waited a little longer to pull off the tape, so some of the lines ended up cleaner. Like I said, it doesn't really bother me, but it does help. And I ended up using a sponge for this square. I should have left the tape on because it would have been really cool to kind of get around some of the edges. I made it work at the end of the day, but if you want to do some patterns that are like over the edges, leave the tape on. It will look so much better and it just will work out 3 times better.
Man, y'all ain't fucking with Martin.
So here I'm just using a tip of a pencil and dipping it into the paint to kind of draw it in. It is a little difficult when you're like filling things in, just because you have to like literally sit there and kind of like move the paint around and like sketch it in. But it ended up working just fine. I did go over the lines a few times just to make them prominent. And again, the best advice I have for this is just keep an even amount of paint on your well, it's not a brush, it's like the tip of the pencil, and I used the edge of the tip instead of like holding it flat down like you would write. I just kind of use the edge of the plastic of the pencil.
Man, y'all ain't fucking with Mark.
So the best part about remixing clothes is to be able to customize it. So I like to put my little logo, name brand, whatever you want to call it, on everything I can. So I put it on the waistband of most of the jeans I redo. Again, just really get as creative as you can. I also have done like patterns up here, or just painted the whole thing, or even painted the belt loops. Again, these are your jeans, you're customizing them, so go as crazy as you can. At the end of the day, nothing's gonna look absolutely terrible or disgusting. If you like it, we love it. It is really annoying me that you cannot see what's going on. So, you know, like the little mini pocket that sits inside of the pocket? Well, I ended up just drawing one of my little characters, like kind of peeking out from behind the pocket. Again, just go to my Instagram and you can see a full picture of the jeans. Okay, so yeah, looking back on this wasn't the smartest decision. I probably should have waited till everything was dry to flip them over, but I didn't. So, oh well. I painted the back pockets and everything. I kind of just went along with the front, like the black and white, and just cut, like I said, customize as much as you can, as much as you want to. I think the more like detail and customization you add to your clothing item, like the cooler it looks. Like if you just paint one thing on it, like it looks cool, but like if you really put in the time to like paint certain details or paint certain parts of the garment, it just makes it look 3 times as cool. I probably should have taped off these stripes, but I didn't. It doesn't really bother me how they look. And then I just went opposite way for the other pocket with the white stripes. Yeah, so remember how I said wait to flip over the jeans to wait till the paint dries? This is why I ended up like smearing. I actually don't even think it was because I didn't wait. I think it's just because I got paint on whatever, on like the table I'm painting on, and then, or on my hands or something, and ended up getting it on to the other side of the jeans. I don't know. It just ended up smearing. So I ended up just mixing water and paint onto my finger and then flicking and making little like paint flick marks on the jeans. It turned out really, really cool. Again, I just did the white side for the ones with the black, like white paint for the ones with the black squares and black paint for the ones with the white squares. So now that I've remixed it, I refuse to give anybody like free branding. So I cover up this little logo. I think it says Lee's or something. I don't know. I do this. I have another pair that I've remixed. I did the same thing. I paint over it just because I feel like they're not your brand anymore. Like I just rebranded these. These are my jeans. So I paint over it, and I end up just, sometimes I write my full name in it. I end up just writing JS for just Shakoy. Again, go crazy, go stupid, go crazy, like whatever you want. Oh, this is me trying to fan it because I was impatient and I wanted to paint it. I ended up pulling out like a whole fan and actually like just sitting there with the fan. But go like as much as you can, go hard. Like I really encourage everybody to go as crazy as you can. You don't have to just paint some little thing on the pants. Like everyone that I've seen that customizes jeans will do like one little thing or do like customize as much as you can. The details are what really matters. The details are what sets everything apart. So this is like the last little final touch. It's just my little signature, what I put on literally everything. It's how I sign my art. I feel like these are a piece of art. You're literally sitting here creating art, so you might as well sign it like an artist. Then I just go over the jeans and make sure I like everything, make sure I don't want to add anything, make sure I don't want to change anything, make sure I didn't miss anything. After that, I hung them up with like the little skirt clips. If not, just hang them somewhere where they can be easily dried. Or if you were smart, you let one side dry before you flipped them over, so you could just leave them laying down. Again, have as much fun with this as you can. Enjoy this creative process, and thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout out to this week's Featured Friday. Thank you so much. He provided the beat and the background music, so be sure to go check him out on Instagram. So much. If you want to be next week's Featured Friday, just DM me. I don't care if you're a music artist, whatever. I'll figure out some way to incorporate you. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Appreciate and love you all. like I said, this is called a remix. This is what I call it. I have a whole pile of clothes that need to be remixed. Actually, it's what's on the back of my chair. It's like a whole bunch of clothes that just need to be remixed. This is a jacket that I wear all the time. Shout out to Michigan State. Y'all aren't getting your jacket back. So I think I'm going to start doing some of these a little bit more. If you like them, let me know if you want to see anything in particular. I ripped these jeans previously by myself, and yeah, they were actually jeans, and then I cut them into shorts. Don't ask why I did shorts. I don't know. I'm not going to wear them for another 6 months, but it was like the first thing in my pile, and it was like I've been putting them off for so long, and there was you could see a little stain on them, so I just got that over with, and now I'll have something that hasn't dropped yet. If you want to see them, full pictures of them, head over to my Instagram. You should already be following me though. But if you're not, head over there right now. And wait. You gotta know my name before you head over there. It's just_Shakoi, JUST_Shakoi, SHACOI. And yeah, thanks so much for your support. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Comment down below if you like this and if you want to see more. And if you are interested in getting some clothes remixed by me, please let me know. If you provide your own clothes, it is $20. And if you want me to go shopping for you, it is $50. So let me know. I love doing this. I literally, like I said, I do this all the time. You can always tell how old my clothes are. If they have more paint on them, the older they are. Like, I have jeans that I've had for like 5 years, and there's so much drawing. Like, I literally just sit in class and like draw in pen on them. Those are like my practice jeans. That's where I sketch and stuff like that. But be sure to let me know. Thank you so much. Oh my god, even this shirt has paint on it. Shout out to Breadwinner, by the way. This might end up in the remix pile. You might see this one next, low-key, because it's everywhere on this shirt. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in.